guys are on now.
Hello. Hello, everybody. How do we sound? Are we good? Are we ready to go? Are we ready to defeat some Nazis?
Let's punch some Nazis in the mouth, preferably.
Okay.
I'm filled with wrath.
Back. Yay! Welcome back to the second episode of Guardian Allies, where we've got a few displaced superheroes playing in the Mutants and Mastermind system. In 1940, we are handling one small part of the crazy shit that went down in that time period. So welcome everybody. I think we'll start off last session. I didn't really get you a chance to introduce yourself or your character. We sort of jumped in and saw them in action. So this time I do want to hear from each of you a little snippet about your character. And then we'll do a quick review of last session. So let's start with James. Who are you playing? Tell us about him.
Of course, you'd start with me. I was not prepared one bit.
Most prepared.
Obviously.
Yeah.
My name's James. I'm playing Blackjack, who is a rough and tumble soldier from the future who uses his telekinetic and psychic powers to protect his teammates while also slamming the hell out of his enemies.
That is perfect. Thank you very much. Jules.
Oh, I hate, of course. All right, because I threw the horns. All right, I'm playing Amethyst Ace, a astronomer astrophysicist that is a more specifically, electromagnetic spectrum manipulator, and pretty much is like, oh, I am now the golden age of physics. And I get to punch Nazis at the same time. Awesome. So, all these skills that she learned flying around black holes is going to come in quite handy.
Does she try to meet Einstein, or is she planning to?
She will never, she knows better than that because, there are certain things that are fixed points in time and you never ever messed out. You don't mess with that, but she will go to any lecture that he does. But also she's a huge fan of Richard Feynman, who actually also did physics, was on the Manhattan Project, and went and played bongos at strip clubs. And that is freaking awesome.
Awesome. Okay, so no messing with Einstein. That's good. That's a good sign. Okay, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. Hi. I'm Kevin Zarnicki. I'm playing Taro, a 13-year-old with precognitive abilities. That may not sound like much, but this little group of merry adventurers was sent back in time from our present time, I believe, by my character when he was an adult and allegedly a villain. So, kind of weird to be working with the kid who's going to screw you over in 70, 80 years.
Oh, he's a good kid, though. He's adorable.
What could go wrong?
Child.
Speaking of which, that kind of throws a little wrench into the fixed point in time theory, though, doesn't it?
I suppose maybe there's only a couple of pinch points in time that really need to stick around, and Taro is not inside any of those.
Well,
Let's think about that for a minute.
Now it's a philosophical thing, and if my head explodes, you know why.
Let's save our philosophical stuff for when we're not playing. We could do a whole second show and talk about that, because I don't want to take one more second away from Allison.
Oh, now, hey.
What a segue.
Hey. All right. Hi, I'm Allison, and I play Paladin, who I like to describe as Power Armor Bear Mom. She's kind of a motherly combat medic type who also maintains a big iron suit of power armor and likes to use it to rip mounted weapons off their emplacements and say, I'm just going to steal this for a hot second. Don't mind me, boys. I'll give it back when I'm done.
The medic tank.
Zilgoff's gonna love you.
Excellent. So, while we're playing, we can give you, as the audience, can interact with us by giving donations or bits, and that gives our heroes hero points. So you can choose which hero gets the point, and they will get a reroll out of it. I believe I explained that correctly. So, good. No one's correcting me, so I'm going to assume I'm right because I'm the GM. And that is me. I am Scrim. I'm the GM, and I get to pretend to be super villains and play with superheroes in World War II. So I'm a little bit in heaven here, and this has been really, really fun, and I'm excited for today. So let's jump right into it. Last session, we opened on our team. They were fighting a giant squid. It seems like they've been an established team for a few months. They killed off the squid and right away hired on, or rather assigned their next task. And the task was to go and investigate a very strange happening that nobody's really sure why this has happened. A boat crashed on the rocks on the shore of the UK. And what they found on board was 10 sailors. They're Allied sailors, they're British Navy, who had all fallen asleep. They were in a very, very deep sleep and were unable to be woken up, almost a coma. And one of them had taken red paint and written on the inside of the command center, "Help me" in German, "Hilf mir." So they were taken to hospital. Our team went and found them. One of them was awake, and the others all woke up simultaneously while they were there. Taro was able to trigger seizures in them, which allowed Paladin and Ace to examine their brainwaves as they were going through these traumatic events. So Taro, once he did this, the nurses who were in charge were a little bit pissed off with him. They didn't quite know what he did, but they knew that he did it, that 13-year-old piece of... And so they are in the midst of dragging him out. And that's where we're going to start. So if you could remind us, Taro, what were you saying as these two strong women were dragging you out?
I was just about to volunteer that. So, as I'm being dragged by my arms by a bunch of angry nurses saying, no, I did this. I alone am responsible for the calamity. My friends had nothing to do with it, and you shall leave them alone. Nurse Claire, your son is going to, in 10 years, your son is going to go out in the street, and he's going to get into a cab, and he's going to take an interview and accept a job, a substandard job that's beneath him.
So to them, this is essentially, Taro, as they're pulling you out, you start to get a feeling that comes up when you have a very significant premonition, and I'm wondering how that feels for Taro. What's his? If something big happens, does he black out? Does he just go quiet? What does it look like?
If it's the more intense it gets, the more of a toll it takes on his system. If it's a minor thing, you'd never even know it was happening. He might just look like he's thinking of something or hearing something far away. If it's moderate, his eyes might roll up and appear to be all white while he's seeing stuff. If it's huge, we're talking full on shaking, foaming at the mouth, might as well be a seizure. He's very young, and this is very new.
Okay. So you start to get kind of the aura of a really big one coming on, and it's bad timing. This is not great. So the rest of you, I think probably Blackjack is the only one really focused on Taro right now, because the other two are looking at the sailors. But you see his eyes go back, and his back kind of arches, and he starts kind of twitching. It's not the same as these sailors, but he wasn't a full-on seizure, it seems, but he kind of is jerking, twitching, loses control of his legs. And we, as the readers of this comic, we see Taro's eyes widen, and we see kind of that haze around his head. And Ace, you get, as you're focusing on these 10 sailors, you get this weird brainwave from him as the precognition begins playing in his mind. And we see him standing on a windy cliff. There are waves crashing on rocks beneath him. And before him is an expanse of moss and rock overlooking a city that you somehow know is Oslo in Norway. The air is split with occasional pows and rat-tat-tat in the distance. And he's standing next to a tall, blonde woman dressed in a German uniform and a powerful, dark-haired man. He looks uncertain and nervous, and the woman crouches down and looks him in the eye. And she says, Terrell, you can help us here. Where is it best for us to continue freeing the Norwegian people? The frame zooms in on his young face. And we, the reader, we see drips of sweat on his brow. He looks to the right. The next frame, he's looking to the right, and we see the British flag reflecting in his eyes. And then he looks to the left, and we see the Nazi flag reflected in his eyes. And then he looks straight toward the frame, and we see the blonde woman, a reflection in his eyes of this blonde woman, staring at him with earnest interest. And he opens his mouth to answer. And he wakes up. He's back in the nurse's powerful grip. It happened in just a split second for the rest of you. They barely notice, and they kind of roughly jerk Taro up and say, "Stop being so lazy," and continue dragging him out.
Ah, Napster!
What would you like to do?
Me? I'm being dragged.
Pally?
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, when he was having it, the electrosignatures, was that anything similar to what these guys experienced when he was yelling out, Helfir?
GM?
I don't think so. I think this would be something that you have experienced before, because Tarot go through these. So it's familiar, but this is a spike, like an intense spike.
Yeah, so I know I know what his brainwaves look like when he's having a premonition versus having a seizure.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, it all looks normal. All's quiet on the tarot front, you know?
Right.
I'm reaching Blackjack, but help him. He got hit with a big one.
Got it.
Go tend to the kid.
I'll walk over to the nurses.
They'll listen to you.
I'll walk over to the nurses and just basically
Did he cut out?
I thought it was just me.
Yeah, I think it froze.
Uh-oh.
You should come back in just a second. We'll wait, but in the meanwhile...
why don't we just hop over to Ace and Paladin? We'll pick up with Tarot and Blackjack in a moment.
Because I got because I got an idea, at least I know around this time, what some of the bullshit the Nazis were working with. Ever heard of something that's called a morphogenetic field?
No, not to my knowledge.
It's, lack of a better term, it's a telepathy type interconnection between organisms, but it's not like, it's not like sending something with your mind. It's something that anything that's an organism can tap through, kind of a thing. So if you think about it, there could be some, it's like somebody solves a puzzle and then somebody taps into that thing and they're able to solve it a lot quicker. They know stuff they really shouldn't. If everyone's hitting with that, it could be something like that. And especially if they got a psychic kind of worker for that, that's able to mess with the morphogenetic field.
I see.
And if it is a type of energy and what have you, but I don't know. But it might be something we might want to look into and make some notes on for this. I mean, it's something I read about because it's like, I don't know if it would show up in the EM spectra and how it would. So it was actually something I was studying on, so maybe tapping knowledge that might have been forgotten, stuff like that, especially coming back here.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think?
I think it's a lead worth pursuing, that's for sure. I mean, it's the only lead we've got, right?
Oh, it's a theory. It is a theory. We can at least think on it and bring it up and see what the other people think.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a thing of, what are the Nazis doing that...
Well, look, we already know the crap of the Thule Society, and personally being a scientist, I love messing with them.
This is true. I mean, any opportunity I can take to mess with a couple Nazis is a good one. So,
yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
It's like, all right. In the meanwhile, I think we've gotten all we can, and we don't want to. Let's just put it this way: the nurses are the one people around here we really don't want to make mad at us. So, why don't you go take care of? Why don't you and Blackjack go take care of Taro, and I'll put the data I have into. Yeah.
I got it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course. All right.
Camera switches to Blackjack, Pally, and Taro, while I'm just putting stuff into my little computery thingy, so we can share it with everyone.
All right. I will go rush off to the nurses and tell them to please stop bullying the child. He is a child.
They kind of.
I understand he's a troublemaker, but at the same time, I want you all to recognize that is a, 14? Correct?
13.
That's a 13-year-old child you are handling roughly.
When they get to me, I can have a scene waiting for you.
Is there some kind of, insight? Or awareness, maybe? No.
I think I do actually. There is actually. Check my sheet.
Insight would make sense.
Yeah,
insight, yeah. I mean, I've got an insight of 17. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I think for you can tell pretty quickly, right away, that these women are stressed and they are terrified.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the Germans just invaded Norway, and that is a bad news for them. And they're part of the Navy. They are reacting, as they're dealing with the issue at hand.
Yes.
And maybe a little roughly as they sort of throw them on the street, but one of them looks at you and says, "We're just doing our jobs, man. We have people to get back to."
Nurse, I'm just asking you to have some empathy. You are handling a child, okay? I understand. Things are hard. It's okay. All right? We're going to keep holding down everything here. We're going to do our damnedest. Okay? Do you need to take 5 minutes?
We don't have 5 minutes, ma'am. And they turn around and walk back to help the sailors.
Mm-hmm.
They're very short with you, and they have no time for politeness. They got shit to get done.
No time for the therapist voice, even.
No time for the therapist voice.
No time for therapists.
Oh, and Blackjack returns. Good time. Good timing.
Hi, everybody. Sorry about that.
All good. Are we back in our proper boxes now?
Yep.
Good.
Looks to be so.
Okie doke. Yeah, so you didn't miss anything that Blackjack would have noticed. So that's a good way to say it. Paladin came over and tried to calm the nurses down a little. And after that, they turned heel and left the three of you out on the street. That sounds dramatic, more dramatic than it is. They just left you outside the building. Get out!
It's kind of like, just because I'm not a doctor assigned, just because I wasn't assigned to this post doesn't mean I took an oath after all. I'm also going to get these girls to loosen up a little bit. Jesus. Having a stick up your ass makes you quite an ineffective nurse.
Or tends to put a stick up one's ass.
A little bit. It's your choice whether to remove it, though, young man.
How's Tara doing?
When they find him, he's sitting with one of the nurses who is scribbling down notes as he goes, I don't know why you would invest in apples. I'm just saying it's an apple and it's got a bite out of it and it looks like a rainbow.
Paladin massages her temples like so and just... Child, what is this babbling about apples?
Why are you so mean to me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Paladin, there's no reason to be mean.
I know. You got me there. All right, Taro, I'm sorry. Let's try this again. What's the business with apples? I'm actually legitimately curious.
I don't know. I just said I don't know. I just know there's lots of money in them.
I'm gonna put my hand over my mouth and just kind of stage whisper to Paladin. It's a tech company in the late 20th.
All right. She just kind of giggles and just. Okay.
And something called Ibum.
Blackjack actively tries not to laugh, but just a little bit of a comes out.
Okay, can I get everybody but Taro to roll me an intelligence check? Intellect check, sorry.
Intellect.
Intellect.
Oh, the
I have to
smartness
pull my
thing.
character sheet back up.
Yes, the smartness.
Ooh. Ow.
Pally's mind is elsewhere.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Okay.
Oh, we got a crit fail and a crit success.
Wow.
It would appear the
Paladin
Blackjack is on it today.
Yeah,
Paladin
no
is
doubt.
just really frazzled after having treated a bunch of soldiers. He's just like, ugh.
Yeah, it was hectic in there. It was crazy. And Blackjack
Somebody please get me some fucking coffee before I literally blow a fuse.
Coffee's rationed. It's hard to get around here.
It's like Paladin shit, too.
But you can get some thrice strained tea.
It's only been used twice. 2 crit fails. Holy moly. Okay. So
I'm not paying attention much to anything because I was actually just putting crap into my computer.
I think that that narratively makes sense. Blackjack, it occurs to you that the final location where these sailors would have fallen asleep should be written in their logbook.
Hey guys, did anybody notice whether or not the position where these guys landed, or where their final resting place was logged?
What were you asking?
Just
You said that I realized that it was logged. I'm asking if anybody else realized that either.
It
The
takes
room.
about 10 seconds for it to click with Paladin. She's like, oh, yeah, sorry. Great idea.
That seems a little obvious, don't you think?
I'm sorry. I'm running on fumes right now, you know?
Do you need more gas for your fancy armor?
It's not my armor. It is sadly. I need brain gas, young man.
What? Where do you get brain gas?
Typically
that
from a coffee maker.
Is that from the storms?
It's from a little house called Maxwell.
The family of Folgers.
So what do they folge?
I don't know why that one got me.
Guys, this is a serious game. Come on.
For real. For real. Get your act together. There's nothing.
I am
on the
being
line.
perfectly serious.
And before Mac cusses me out for mentioning Maxwell.
Oh, wonderful.
Monsters, all y'all.
Oh shit.
Anyway, about that log.
Yeah, about the log. About the log. Oh, jeez. Well, I suppose it would be logged. Where do you think we'd find their logbooks?
Excuse me, Nurse Bianca. I don't suppose you've got access to their journals and whatnot, do you?
The nurse who inexplicably believes your gibberish to be wisdom, she
To her folly.
Excuse me, that woman's grandchildren will be
yeah, she's gonna be-
millionaires.
she's she's gonna be super rich. She says, well, I suppose it would be in the ship itself. I'm not sure if it's been searched, but aren't you the ones investigating the case? Have you searched the ship yet?
Not yet. I guess
And we probably need to know where it is.
This is true.
That information she can give you pretty readily, because it was out by a lighthouse not far from here, and so she knows the
Wonderful.
area quite well. She says,
But I thought what you
Sergeant O'Leary, who runs the lighthouse, he was pretty shaken up by the whole thing. He was talking about it a lot last night down at the pub. So, yeah, he might be there, he might not, but I imagine you'd need some clearance, but maybe talk to your captain. I'm not sure. Or you could just show up. You seem to.
And she looks at the others and just goes, I'm pretty sure we have all the clearance in the world.
Yeah, let's just go find a boat.
Yeah,
Suppose so.
I'm gonna. Am I gonna go get Ace, or do you want me to do that?
Yeah, somebody go grab her. She's probably focused on her little caputer. I'll go grab Ace.
What's a caputer?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Why do they say so many things that I shouldn't hear as a child?
As Paladin leaves, I'll just look down. It's like a typewriter, but fancier.
Is that an adult thing?
No.
Business is an adult topic. All right.
It's not necessarily an adult thing, just something you don't need to be worrying about at this juncture.
You know,
Yeah.
every time somebody says that to me later, it turns out I really needed to be worried about.
So you grab Ace, and
I was kind of pulling her jacket like, dear, come on. We're going out to the ship.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're fine.
I got all the stuff. We're good.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Okie doke. So you trek up to the ship. It is not terribly far, and when you arrive, it is abandoned. There doesn't appear to be anybody there. The ship itself is relatively small. It is crashed up on the rocks at the base of a lighthouse, and kind of at a tilted angle, maybe about 20 degrees. Possible to walk on, but it might be a little bit rickety. And you can see from the bridge windows, the very narrow windows that overlook the bow of the ship, you can see streaks of red paint on the inside. But otherwise, other than the giant hole and the giant rocks sticking into its hull, nothing else appears to be amiss.
Okay. So, dumb question. Will this ship survive my armor?
It seemed to hit at a pretty good clip, so it's really quite lodged in there. It's impossible to tell for sure, unless someone has some kind of engineering check or skill? Engineering or physics, maybe?
I
I've
have
got
expertise.
science.
Expertise, astronomy, astrophysics, expertise, stellar navigation.
I've just got general science.
I think.
And I have technology and vehicles.
I think at any rate, you'd be guessing. You'd be like, let's try it out and see.
All right. So should I just roll for my guess or what?
Yeah, let's do an intellect roll. You did so great last time.
Oh, intellect. Oh God! Last time I tried to use my brain, it went horribly.
Horribly wrong.
Hey!
Oh, I guess you rustled up some coffee, I suppose.
Yeah.
You take a sip of coffee and you think, okay, I think it should be fine.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine. Perfect.
That.
Yeah. The suit can handle it. We're good. So I'm all suited up, ready to rock and roll as I am.
All right, let's board this ship.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I imagine you're topside. You're on the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You
gonna
have-
first head to the bridge, but it seems like Taro has something to say.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm curious about the paint. Does it look like it's new, or is it? And is it the same kind that we might have seen that the guy painted on the inside of the barracks with?
So this is the place where the paint happened. You haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
First time
okay.
you've seen it, yeah.
Gotcha.
And it is on the inside the bridge. Like this, it's sort of just a very small structure. So tough to see, but you do see that it's red, like dark red.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and head to the bridge and see if we can't find a logbook or maybe like a navigator's
Okay, perfect.
journal.
So you head to the bridge, kind of stumble over, and you open it up, and you see in the dim light, you're able to let's get a perception roll actually from Blackjack. See what you catch on to right away.
I'm going with him.
All right, excuse me.
I might as well be up there too, and I'll just yank on the spotlights.
That is a 12.
A 12.
I have a 28 on perception.
I will
Bam.
see. Perception. Okay.
I percept.
Roll that out.
I percept.
Yo! Once I yank the lights on, I got a 25.
Is Tara
Well, that
rolling
coffee
as well?
helped y'all, but didn't help
Oh
me.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Share, baby, share.
Once I'm caffeinated, I am unstoppable.
Am I what?
Tara rolling too?
Yes, but I still can't get roll 20 to work, right? So I rolled a 14 plus my investigation, my perception of 14, so 28.
Oh, you rolled a 28. Sorry, I thought
Yes.
you had a plus 20.
No, God, I don't know how I do that.
28. Okay.
Nothing
I
escapes
was like,
my
wow,
game.
I really don't understand this system. If
Well,
they have
that's just
20.
my intuition. If people are like, I know you lie, bitch.
Like you pass every test. Okay. So you Blackjack slam open this door. Well, maybe not slam. You open up this door. Lights flip on, and Blackjack and you, Pally, and Taro all see a man disappearing down a hatch. And as he's disappearing, I think Paladin sees this man. He goes down as one, but as he's down, you split into three people. And Taro, you see a busted open, heavy black box that's like been broken and shoved kind of in the corner.
Shit.
So I'm gonna get you all to roll for initiative.
I was gonna say,
What?
you saw that, right, kid?
Dun, 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 dun.
I see everything.
Ah, God.
You don't gotta use a scary voice with me, kiddo.
What scary voice? I don't know what you're talking about.
Initiative time. Nice. I will take that.
18.
Ooh, 23
Mhm.
for ace. Okay. Blackjack is 5, Pally is 17, Tarot is 18. So we're going Ace.
I get the
Tarot.
feeling that first 20 is going to be the only good roll I have for the rest of the night.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it.
Blackjack. Alrighty. So, then I guess let's start with Ace.
All right, what do I see exactly?
So you see a man disappearing down the hatch. So in the bridge, there's a hatch in one corner, and it is open, and you kind of just see his head clearing down.
All right.
So hatch, ladder, dude climbing ladder and multiplying as he climbs.
Yeah.
He's multiplying.
I don't know that Ace would have seen that. That would have been Pally saw that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if she shares with the class. But
I mean, since he seems frantic already, I bark that out.
three! There's 3! Oh god!
There's 3 of them!
All right. Okay. And all of us are up here, and that one dude's below us, right?
Yep. Below decks! 3 of them!
Put on your glasses. And I'm
Flicks on the
gonna
ND
drop
filter.
down, and as soon as I'm on level with him, Kugel Blitz, burst area damage. It is a extremely blinding, painful light.
Before you do that, so you head down, you drop down to where, like, following him, and you look around and you see 3 of him. There's a long hallway on either side, and you see 2 running in opposite directions, and a third is turning a corner.
Are they within 120 feet of me?
Yes.
What are they wearing?
Kugel Blitz has a 120-foot radius.
So, can you, give me a quick description.
All right, it is a burst area damage effect, and it's pretty much a burst of, as if light was coming out of a white hole, kind of an effect of what it is.
Okay, so it doesn't go through walls?
I can vary it so it will if I make it infrared, or I can make
Cool.
it.
So
Is it like
then
versus-
everyone's blind.
Yeah, would it get everybody? I'm just trying to see, to figure out, does it like get all your allies, or is it just the 2?
Well, it depends on how deep we can get, and depending on how far these guys are, if they have just made the turn.
Okay.
If they're pretty much, if I can see them, I'll just keep it at. If I can see them, screw this. If these guys are being obnoxious, let's do ultraviolet. That's gonna burn them.
Okay, cool.
But it ain't good. But it isn't. It's just the surface of the skin hurts like hell. So pretty much, I'm giving these guys like full body sunburns.
Okay, so I need you to roll an attack check. What is my defense on this?
DC, I think, yeah, DC 25.
DC 25. And what do I roll for defense? 'Cause it's different for everything, yeah? Or is it... Like, is it a ranged or...
For this, it's a burst area centered on me. It's considered close.
Okay.
Yeah, it's considered close, but I spent points to make it a wider radius. So I would be adding in my fighty bits.
So then, yeah, so am I rolling dodge or parry? I guess that would be dodge, right?
I would
Makes sense
assume.
to me. That makes sense to me. All right, let's give it a go.
16.
Okay, so
All right, guys, the dice are not with me today.
okie doke. So you got, yeah. That would just be the one roll. So the 2 that you can see appear to, they kind of like duck behind some kind of pipe or something, and are able to shield themselves from the blow.
Because for close combat, it's the fighting. Oh, do you add your close combat skill to that?
I'm not sure.
Because I have 8. I have 4 ranks in fighting, which is +8, and I got 4 ranks in close combat, which they say is +8, but I might be screwing that up.
I would say no, since it's such a distant range.
Because my ranged combat and my close combat are the exact same.
Okay. Then I guess numerically it wouldn't matter. We're good then.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't know, so I'm like, I got both. So
I'm not sure.
That's the reason I gave them both the same. It's the same number.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So you have the advantage of where at least 2 of them are currently, and where 1 of them went. Next up is Taro.
I'm going for that broken box thing.
Okay. So you roll up to it, and it is empty. You notice that seal has been broken, and it was coated in something waterproof.
Okay, that's me.
All right. Next up is me. So my guy's going to do something. And then you don't see what happens with him. So I think one of the triplets, and as you look, you shine your lights on them, and one of them turns around to throw something at you, Ace, and you see this man who has webbed fingers, and is wearing something that looks like a shark skin suit, like those Olympic suits, and he kind of has his head is sort of triangular almost, like his neck is also webbed, it looks like, and he's gonna go ahead and throw something at you. He grabs something off the ground and throws it at you. So that'll be I rolled a 21 against your dodge. So that'll be 10 plus your dodge, I believe.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't pressing the right button. I'm like, why is my words coming up?
All good.
All right, dodge is my agility, right?
It is defense. It should be under defense.
Mm-hmm. It says 4.
It seems unlikely.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Sounds weird.
Yeah. You know, in the interest of time, though, because I did roll pretty well.
If you want me to roll D20 plus my agility, we can use that until.
What is your agility?
Our agility is 4, so that's an 8.
Okay. I think he will hit you, but only at only 1 degree.
Okay.
So you have a -1 circumstance penalty on further resistance checks against damage.
All right.
But basically, he throws like a pipe at you, like it's like a big piece of metal, and it doesn't really cause too much damage. It hits you for 2 damage. It's nothing.
Okie
nothing
dokie.
Crazy. Yeah.
Got it.
And then he continues running down, and Pally's up.
Oh, okay. So I'm not on the same level as men, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down there and join Ace. Spotlight's kind of flashing around, kind of pointing her Browning wherever, just like, who's there?
So you just stick your head down, or you jump down? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
Jump or hit or stick your head down?
Jump down. Kind of just like go for the kind of hard landing.
Oh, and it's hard in that
impact. The impact is going to scare the shit out of these 3. Just like, oh crap. We're fighting a walking tank.
I love it. Okay, so when you get down there, you see you just see the one, because the one who threw a pipe at Ace has run away, and the other is in a different room. You're not sure.
Like a coward. Like he's like a chicken shit.
So yeah, there's just one, and he's running away from the two of you down this long hallway.
All right, so if I pop this guy with the gun and I say miss, am I gonna put a hole in this thing and like something bad will happen?
You might put a hole in the boat, yes. Will something bad happen? Maybe.
Okay, because like, will it start taking on water and...
I mean, it's not currently too deep in the water, because it is on land.
So I am going to take the risk and fire off just like a quick, maybe like a 3-round burst at this guy, just...
All right, okay.
So long as he's running away from me.
Roll it.
All right, heavy firearms suit. It's gonna be 19.
A 19. This guy is pretty good getting out of the way of bullets and apparently light. And he kind of does like a roll, as you like pow pow pow, and he kind of like hits the deck, and keeps going.
And I'm guessing like there's just like 3 holes where he would have been.
Yeah. It was a pretty good shot. Managed.
Damn it.
He heard your thump and just anticipated how long it would take you.
Like,
This is clearly someone with some experience. Yeah.
Come on out, chicken shit! I know you're there!
Okay. I imagine that's it for you. Then we will go on to he runs off, and Ace, the first person, turned left down this corridor. This guy goes to the end and turns right. So they've scattered through the ship. One went stern, one went to the bow, and the other went starboard. Okay, that would leave Blackjack.
All right, I'm going to jump down and do I see any of one of the 3 which way they went? Because I don't think that I saw the guy split into 3. I just saw one person go down.
Yeah, you would have missed all of that detail, but I'm sure the others might enlighten you.
Okay. Do I see anybody going down any of the hallways?
You see scorch marks and 3 bullet holes at the end of one hallway.
Okay. Well, Blackjack being Blackjack, I'm gonna run down to that hallway, and I'm gonna try to chase this dude down.
How fast are you?
Fast enough to catch this guy?
I'm exactly fast enough.
I've got an athletics of 4, so I can do an athletics roll to see if I'm fast enough to catch him.
Most will have, like, do you have quickness or speed? Are those?
No.
Okay, so you're a regular. It's a small ship. So if you double move, you will get to the end of this hallway. If you just move and then stop, you won't see anything. So up to you.
All right, I'm gonna double move to try and catch this guy.
All right. So yeah, you get to the end and you see once you turn and look, there's this guy with the webbed neck and webbed fingers, and he's got goggles on, and he has a welding torch and is welding, like trying to weaken the hull of the ship. All right, back to the start.
Just that real quick. If I do a double move, do I have any other actions left?
No, that uses up your standard action.
Dang, I was going to try to activate my protection.
Is it a standard action? I know there's some.
That I'm not sure about. Give me 1 sec.
Let me just double check that. But I believe it's similar to other systems where you can choose to use a standard as them. And you know what? While you look that up, we can resolve that if we made a mistake there, and we'll let Ace.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
Next. Yeah.
All right. Turning on spectral vision. Looking in infrared,
Awesome.
so I can track any body signatures. We've all seen it with the heat tracking camera shit.
Totally. Yeah.
So it's pretty much like that. And that activate invisibility. I have visual. I have it's concealment from all visual senses, and I'm guessing that there's a lot of bang, bang, bang noises that is probably covering it up. So, do I see any heat signatures?
Yeah. So you see the three individuals plus Blackjack. Excuse me. So you see the guy next to Blackjack he's got a welding torch and he's welding his way out. The other guy who turned left, same deal. He's got a welding torch. He's welding his way out. And the guy that threw a pipe at you, he's not welding anything. He's got something in his hand. And he's sort of like fiddling with it, and he's leaning up against. He's at the other end of the ship, leaning up against the hull, doing something to it. He's fiddling with the hull somehow.
Mm-hmm. So, well, let's go. So I will move the guy that's fiddling with something that threw something at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna move. I don't know how far away he is, but I can move toward him.
Okay. And this is, like I said, real small ship, so it's easy to get close to them. Activating your invisibility would be a standard action, yeah?
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, so you get up to him. He is behind a door, small of some kind. Are you gonna get in there? You're invisible now, so Are you sneaking around? Are you?
Here's the thing. What is it? Can I tell what he's fiddling with?
Not with your infrared. It's not quite. It looks like a roundish object. Hard to tell exactly. It itself is not giving off any heat at the moment, so you can't see it in infrared.
All right. Oh. And is he standing like right behind the door?
Yeah, he's like a couple steps into the room, crouched down, and the door's closed.
All right. Yeah, screw it. Let's see if I can. He turns around, sees nothing. Open the door, kind of stand behind it. Kind of like here's the door. I'm like standing right there so I can peek through, but he can't see me.
Okay.
Unless he's got very specific things that can go around that. So I'm gonna see if that will spook him first. He's probably gonna look up, and I'll get a better chance to see what the heck he's messing with.
Okay, so yeah, he definitely looks up, and you see that what his hand is made. Taro.
I'm still in the bridge level, and everybody else has gone down, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to run over to the hatch and sort of peek over the edge. I don't expect I'm going to see anything, but I'm going to try to use a precognitive flash to get an idea of what the bad guys might do.
Okay.
If that has any narrative value, then I can shout that ahead to them. If there's a statistical value, I can give them a +2 to something that they do.
Okay, cool. Can you give me do you roll against my DC? Is that basically the idea?
It's fairly vague as far as the rules go, so it's whatever we want it to be, boss.
Okay.
Tell you what. I rolled a 16.
A 16?
Do with that what you will.
That's pretty, yeah, because I think the basic, average difficulty is about 15.
Yeah, 14, 15.
Yeah, so you...
The thing is, when we're doing precognitive stuff, I don't want you to have to say how things are going to go when you don't know. So we can just make it vague and say I shout stuff and they have a +2 with my forewarning.
For sure.
Cool. Keeps things going.
I think what we'll say is that you are aware that they are they're trying to bust out of here through any means possible, and they're kind of desperate right now. So I think that'll give. I mean, the rest of them have already kind of found that out, but you have that advantage, the +2 or whatever.
Okay.
All good?
Yep, that's me.
Okay.
I will be right back.
So the one you can't see is doing something you can't see. And the one in front of Ace looks up at the door, looks down at the grenade in his hand, pulls out the pin, drops it, and then dodges out the door. It looks like he's intending to close it, but collides with Ace. And is very surprised. Like, you hear him shout, "Fuck!" And you feel like the weight of him. He's heavily muscled, extremely agile, very highly trained, and he's covered with this sort of like slick kind of skin that and it almost seems to be melding with his body. And that'll be it for him because that was his action and his thing. But that grenade is just going. I mean, grenades don't tick, but mentally that.
Yeah.
Okay, Pally.
All right, so I'm also gonna flick on like the infrared filter in my helmet and just go, and it just like takes a second, flicker, and I can see pretty much the same thing. 'Cause it's like a rating 2. It's not as good as Ace's, but I can probably see around the ship.
Yeah, and you're able to see. I think that the one you guys haven't actually seen, like that ran away and went into some other room, he's maybe a little tougher because there's a few more barriers, but you do see like a bright bit of heat where he is, and then everything else I described to Ace as well. The others welding his way out.
Okay.
Now we've got some sort of collision. Ace seems to be in some kind of.
Okay,
and
Ace
you know what?
seems to be in a.
You'd see the grenade a little bit too, because now it's just like it's mixing and starting to.
Yeah. And this is this is one of the old stick grenades, right? I'm guessing, kind of like a
pipe bomb kind of deal.
Okay, it's like okay. It's
you know
like a pipe
what?
bomb.
You know what? I think actually it's pretty high tech. It is not from this era. Yeah.
All right. So for now, Paladin's gonna kind of make a mental note of that. So there's one we haven't seen and or dealt with yet. Yeah.
Yes, and that's the one where you see a bright white. It's similar to the other that did not.
Well, and he looks heavier, right? So I kind of want to tangle with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to tango, buddy. So where is he?
So he's down the hallway and has dodged into a room just to the left, and it's a fairly narrow. The boat itself is maybe a ship. I should say. Maybe like 15 feet wide, if that. Like, it's not very wide, so you're easily able to walk to it and turn
Trevor. Yeah, just kind of a literal hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah,
and skid to a halt, and there he is in the doorway. I'm guessing. Yeah,
he's a couple steps inside, also welding his way through.
All right, so does he notice me? Quite yet?
Yes, he would notice you right away.
Okay, so I'm just since he can't go anywhere as far as I can tell, I'm just gonna tackle him.
Awesome.
I'm just going to just kind of like Roman Reigns spear this guy
Okay, so that is a close combat to which I'm opposing with a parry. Yes.
I suppose.
That's what I've been doing. So.
I mean, that looks about right. All right, so let me just see if I have anything. Be dumb with my.
I would call this a close combat unless you closer.
Oh no. I mean, listen. The closest I have with is I do have actuators in the limbs, which give me enhanced strength.
Ooh.
Of 8. So I don't know how much that
Do you have close combat skills or anything?
Okay, that is
How's
fighting,
do?
so that's not strength. So we're good.
Cool.
All right, let's roll it.
Roll it.
Yes.
Oh
I'll take
man, solid. So you come
Just-
in, but you're like, yeah. Go ahead. Describe it.
Just a bunch of chunky metal on top of this guy, putting him in, like, I would hope, a headlock, going, hey buddy, what you doing?
So that's your goal. You go in for that headlock, but this 1940s freaking armor is just not fast
Slickery
enough.
bastard.
It is not fast enough. So he is able to, with surprising strength, he's able to kind of deflect your arm, not stop it, definitely not, but he kind of uses your own suit's strength against itself, and is able to put you a little off kilter, just enough that he's able to roll out of the way. And you see there's like a glowing hole, and he's using a torch that is definitely not from this era. He is from the future, y'all.
So so he didn't get put in a headlock, but he definitely got like clocked in the nose or something.
Yeah, he's he looks a little stunned.
That feel good? I just had my coffee. I'm ready to tango with you, buddy.
Okay, so then the one that fuck this future guy. Thanks, Mac. So the one that is next to Blackjack, he like runs down the hall, looks up at Blackjack runs down the hall, so the guy looks up at him, and he's gonna whip out a what do you got here? He sees him, drops the blowtorch. Oh no! He doesn't drop the welding torch. He picks up the welding torch and goes to attack you with it.
Oh. All right, so that would be a.
No, it's Blackjack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this guy rolled really badly.
Come on, Blackjack, kick its butt.
Blackjack. So he wants to burn your face.
So, real quick, reading the protection power, there is no action to it. I guess I can just turn it on. So.
Okay, what does that do?
It gives me toughness, or it gives me +1 to my toughness per rank, and I have it at rank 10. So my shield is up on my arm.
Okay, cool. Well, why don't we see if you parry this, because it'll be combat. What is your parry value +10? And that'll tell me whether I hit.
It would be, my parry DC is an 18.
I rolled an 18, which means I miss. I do. So, because when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's backwards. I better remember that. Backwards usually do. So it's damn close. Do you want to describe how he singes off your eyebrows?
So he's swinging a cutting torch at me, or a futuristic blowtorch?
Yeah, welding torch.
All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold up the shield to block it and just watch as it just burns on my shield, and then just smile at him from underneath it, since it's see-through.
Oh, yes, I freaking love it. That is great. Okay, it's your turn.
And while I'm smiling at him, little known to him, a boxing glove of purple telekinetic energy appears on my other hand, and I'm going to try to Captain America Hitler punch him.
Gorgeous. I love it. That's brilliant. Okay, so this is the parry for me.
That would be a 19.
Damn, this guy is freaking tough. He's focused on his welding situation, but and you think he doesn't see it coming, but at the last minute he does one of these. And each one of you in turn, you're getting the same. This guy is like, he knows his shit. He is elite, and it's maybe not great that you're up by yourself with him. Ace. This guy just loaded up a grenade. You can see that it's going to explode very soon, and then tumbled into you. He's totally off kilter, essentially at your mercy, but this grenade could be a problem very soon for you.
All right, so he was trying to dive through the door and close it behind him, right? And have the grenade go off over there.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm gonna block the door. I'm going to kind of whisper into his ear. It's just like, I hope your Führer can give you your Iron Cross in hell. Push him back through the door, slam the door shut. and I will actually use my own heat powers to make the door because I'm immune to heat. Make the door so hot when he tries to open it, he burns his hand. I'm pretty much using induction on the door.
So, because he ran into you and he can't see you, he's at a severe disadvantage. So, roll a close combat, but you feel pretty good about your chances. That's such a good move. Holy shit.
Cook this kraut in the crock pot, baby.
Oh shit. Oh no, you rolled a 20. You didn't roll a d20. I rolled 20. You cut out, Jules.
Sorry about that. Wrong button.
Max just been all caps for like 5 minutes.
12.
Yeah, even with a 12, you're able to shove him in there. Yeah, it doesn't go off yet, but it won't be long. And Taro, you know this.
Now I'm turning the door. I am pretty much using induction to pretty much turn the door into, like the hot front of a like a stove top where you can't touch it.
I love it. Gorgeous. Okay, Taro's turn.
I would like to use
Whoopee.
I would like to use my precognitive powers to be one step ahead of one of the bad guys.
Okay.
So is it possible that I could have had an idea where they were going and then be there?
I would say no, they were going like outside the ship.
If that helps, yes.
Right. They're kind of stuck. Their intention, is to leave. You know that one of them is royally fucked in the heat of combat right now.
That's punny.
I did really indeed. Quite.
So as far as being able to be somewhere where, I'd say with that, you have a chance with the one that Pally's against. You have a chance to trip him up.
That was exactly what I was going for. Be in a place where they're going to go backwards and I'm just going to be tucked and rolled behind where they are to boom.
Oh my god, you're
exactly
doing oh my god, like the kung fu thing where one kicks them and they roll over. Oh, that's so cool.
It's Wolfpack tactics.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
The other guy seems to have his shit together a little more. He's been pretty lucky, but the guy against Pally is like, oh god, iron suit.
What else are you gonna say?
That lady has an iron.
Gonna Home Alone this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Taro. You can give me a description of what that would look like, how you trip him exactly.
All right. So Paladin is currently wrestling this guy, right?
Oh, basically, just like
okay.
Hasn't quite gotten a grip on him, but it's a close shave.
Slickery shark bastard. Yeah,
It's slickery is becoming a new word for me. So we've got Enclave Power Armor versus Lizard People of the Third Reich.
Oh no!
Doing it. Dang, we lost him again. Anyway, they're doing the Third Reich tango, and I slip down an alternate passage, climb down another bulkhead, creep up behind the guy, and just run down the hall and short stop behind him.
Love it.
And then just tuck and roll. And just because I don't have to worry when this is happening or if it's happening. I know it's happening. So I'm bracing for what's about to happen.
Amazing.
He's about to go that way.
This is fabulous. Okay, so he rolls away from Pally, and kind of barely getting away from her grab, and snarls. And what's he gonna do? Okay. I think he's going to use strike. Please hold. So he's going to attack. No, wait, hang on. I have to first hit the attack. So this is going to be a close combat roll. So that is 10 plus your parry. And I'm going to pull. He pulls out a knife. So what is your parry value? 10 plus your parry value.
Me or Paladin?
Paladin.
Oh, my 10 plus my parry value?
Mm-hmm.
That would be an 18.
Okay, so he lands the hit.
Oh.
Yeah. So what I will get you to do then is roll a fortitude.
A what?
Fortitude save.
A fortitude save. Okay.
So under defense, you should have a value.
Yep.
Fortitude.
Okay, that looks promising.
Shabam. Okay, so he hits you. Does a bit of damage. You have -2 for your next check, but you are not. The crippling strike has like next levels of crappiness for you.
Okay.
So I think what he's doing, he's trying to go crack in your armor, at your neck. Yeah.
Get away
he's
from
going
that.
Right in there. But he ends up kind of catching you sort of in the armpit, so it's hurting. He kind of through somewhere, yeah. So I think the damage for this would be
okay.
The damage would be 5, I believe.
5. Okay.
But let me confirm that. I don't know. But yeah, it just hits you to 1 degree. It's not a huge hit.
Okay. You'll have to kind of guide me through that bit, but
yeah. So failure of 1 degree, you have -1 circumstance penalty. Further resistance checks against damage. At the moment.
And then I had a -2 to next check.
This is just no. Sorry, I misspoke earlier. You have a -1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So as he's doing this, he kind of tries to go for your neck and hits your armpit.
I got him hits. Yeah. Gets
ends up kind of like off balance from his miss, or missing his intention, and sort of stumbles right on top of Taro and flops onto his back. So he's beetling.
Looks up and smiles at Paladin.
Gives him a thumbs up. Good job, kid.
Boy.
Ace, all you hear is a muffled and then and smoke creeping out from the very small holes where you didn't manage to weld the door shut. And you don't hear anything else.
Amazing. That's one down.
Paladin.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Right. Woo! Nailed it. All right. So he is beetling on his back. Part of me wants to squish him.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I love it. Okay, describe what you're attempting.
I am basically going to leap on top of him and just try to literally crush his body.
Okay.
We are going to make a kraut sandwich, baby.
Okay, awesome. Roll a combat improvised weapon. I don't know.
I have close combat, so I just have unarmed. Oh, I'm quite unarmed.
Oh damn. So yeah, natural one's always a fail. Although you got a good bonus there.
Yeah.
And despite him
Needling.
being at a pretty helpless position, his flailing limbs distract you, and you're not able to quite get him. And you kind of like you thump right between him and Taro, so you're still standing over.
So I'm still over him.
Yeah, like you could, if he doesn't manage to stand up, you could do like a UFC like.
Yeah, I could just crouch over him and start going wham, 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 wham.
Yeah.
We'll start wailing on him and breaking bones and things.
That would be the plan.
Nazis. I mean, I'm ready to.
Man.
So long as you'll let me, I will start punching a Nazi.
Natural one. Too bad. That would have been badass.
Would have been awesome, but the
they're
dice
great.
are like, no.
If you stupid dice.
The dice don't like fun.
Okay, so the man in front of Blackjack dodges this punch, and then takes his blowtorch and welding torch. I keep calling it a blowtorch. Takes his welding torch, and he looks like he's about to go for you, and he kind of like flashes it sort of in your eyes as he's going down to the hole that he's made. Or almost made, and he kind of does one last cut, kicks open the hole, and dives through into the water. And as he dives in, Blackjack, you see he's got like his webbedness sort of transforms into gills, and his mouth sort of crimps up into almost like a manta ray mouth, and his eyes squish together to a more aerodynamic shape, water dynamic shape.
Hydrodynamic.
There we go. Hydrodynamic.
There you go.
I got you.
Science.
I don't know. I like water dynamic shape better.
Water dynamic.
Aqua dynamic.
There we go. Better at swimming. So he like into the water, and steam rises from where the what's the word I'm looking for? Where the hole was, because it was really hot. Blackjack's up.
All right. So I want to try an inventive use of a power,
Okay.
and I'm currently reading over said power to see if it's something I can do. Move object. Can I grab him with that?
Let me take a look at move object.
It's on page 171.
171.
It's just like, no, you're coming back here, sir. I don't think so.
I mean, that's the plan.
Up. You're going nowhere.
Okay. So it does say object, and a moving object cannot drag a character holding on to. Not drag the character holding on to it. I'm going to say if you want to pull something out of his grasp, you can, but you would not
I
be able
can't
to
pull him.
pull him back. Yeah.
An idea, you can actually take debris going around and shove it into his gills.
Yeah.
It's a little fine-tuned, though, doesn't
I
it?
don't think you can cause damage with.
No, but he can fuck up his breathing and make him start to suffocate.
Well, I mean, if he can do that, then he can, like, levitate dirt and suffocate people, too. Is that a little fine-tuned for his powers?
So move object cannot inflict damage directly. You can't punch.
Yeah, and it can't do fine manipulation either. So I would think that would be kind of fine manipulation.
Can use it to make disarm, grabs, or trip attack. So if you want to make him stumble, you want to
or you could actually see if you can reroute him.
Is there anything around him that I could potentially maybe put in front of him for him to run into?
I mean the metal circle that he just welded out. There's that.
I think Jules is onto something. Just telekinetically rotate him back to you.
Turn him around.
Yeah, can I do that?
Like a little wind-up swimmer toy.
I don't think it can do. I like
Actually,
this idea, but I don't think it can move people.
No, but what you can do is actually use the water around him and have him just spin around. You can use that as a disable. You can pretty much use your CK as a disabling attack.
Make a whirlpool.
Make a whirlpool.
Turn it pretty much if you're telekinetic. You can actually do maybe a disabling attack, so he's just dizzy or something.
That's cool.
Or
Guys, we have to.
How close is he? He's just outside that hole, right?
She just jumped outside that hole, but you also saw him turn into a fish, so you're not. I mean, yeah. It seems like he probably couldn't have gotten to.
For the sake of moving the narrative along, instead of arguing powers, let's just say she said you can yank something away from him. I'm willing to metagame for the sake of the story. He may have stolen something you can yank away from him.
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna.
dogs.
Or if he's got like clothing on him or anything else like that, yank his pants off.
Yeah.
Or his coat.
I mean, if you can't levitate somebody, but you can levitate their clothes, that seems like.
All right, Blackjack, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to grab something on his person, and yank it back to me.
Anything at all, or something specific?
I know that he has. Can I use a perception to see if there's anything besides his torch?
Go for it.
And now here's where I'm gonna get a terrible roll.
18.
18, not bad.
See? The narrative.
I would say you can see he has something strapped to him like a sideways fanny pack. He's got something in a waterproof.
All right, I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna drag it back to me.
Okay, perfect. Drag it back in.
As he's swimming. It's not a fanny pack. It's a satchel. Indiana Jones has one.
Ooh, got your fanny pack.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's got him.
Thanks, Blackjack. Okay, Ace. You just toasted a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it does. I don't hear. There's probably no signs of life on the other side of this door, is there?
oh no. There's just a lot of heat.
I'll treat
Chunky
us in,
salsa
you
comes to
fucking
mind.
Nazi bastard. And turning around the other ways, is there anything? All right, I'm going back the other way, and I don't know
So
what.
there's only one left. The one that is beetling on the floor beside Pally right now.
Hold him down.
That is doable. I turn to him, and I'll move. I'll move all the way over as far as I can. I have flight, which allows me to move at. Where's my flight? 120 feet around.
Yeah, you zoom right up to them. This guy's like.
And I'm gonna hover over. I'm gonna hover over Mr. Beetle guy, and I'm going to graviton cuffs, and I'm going to immobilize him.
Awesome. Is that a close comment? What would that be?
Yep, it is a close combat. Sorry, it's like everything decided to die. So let me roll that.
Okay. So
16?
with his debilitating position, he's not quite able to get away from time. He sees it coming, and you see like he reacts very quickly. He should have been able to get out of there, but because
Can you see me? I'm invisible.
I guess not. Then is there? He sees something.
It is visual, and I'm flying, so he couldn't feel any vibrations through the floor.
Okay, then I guess he just surprise.
Yeah, pretty much.
Surprise! You can't move.
So what is the effect of?
All right. First degree he's hindered. Then he's immobile, paralyzed, and then So first degree he is hindered. Second degree he is immobile. Third degree he is fully paralyzed.
Fourth degree, he's double paralyzed.
That means he can move normally.
I wish it was that cold. He just feels it feels like everything is just heavier. Like his personal gravity has been increased.
So I think as soon as you do that, he is like crushed and almost looks like he's getting flattened, and then he kind of like his skin starts sort of sweating like he's covered with water, and then he kind of does like one of these, and then just like bursts into a water balloon, and sort of like seeps onto the floor, like just he's gone.
Ew.
It's super
Are
gross.
they supposed to pop? I didn't know Nazis popped.
Maybe just the doubles.
And I think we will use that point to take a break. So we are going to be gone for 15 minutes. Max, thank you very much for bits and for your frankly amazing commentary throughout this battle. We are going to take a quick break, and we're in 10. Take us away, Opti. Okay, so I would like to point out before we continue, Kevin, congratulations on being the stream boss.
Thank you. I don't know how that
Give
happened.
your own self a reroll.
Someone beat
I'm
me.
doing that. Yeah, we need someone to. So.
Can I donate my reroll to somebody else?
You can donate to me.
Okay, but make it in our favor.
Okay. I feel like that's like kind of insider trading. I'm not. I appreciate your generosity. Yeah, I'm vetoing it.
Oh.
So mad. He's so mad.
Well.
I'm so mad.
Guess you won't get any more bits from me.
Opti's like, shut up, let him be. Sorry, Opti.
Hey, I get 1/6 of every bit that I put into this. Wait. Damn it.
Wait, you're getting a 1/6 of a bit?
I don't know.
I'm only getting a 32nd.
Invest in rainbow apples.
No, what I'm saying is, if you are a rainbow apple and you've got bits to spread around, do help out this crew. They just
some bits.
they just handled some pretty.
Oh,
God. You're
I
haunting
will
voice.
use the therapist voice on people to make them donate.
Hey,
I'll just
kid.
fall asleep.
You want some bits?
So this apparently elite soldier was on this ship attempting, it looks like he was attempting to steal the logbook, split himself into 3 people, tried to get his way out through the hull. You were able to explode one of them. You were able to
Crush the other
subdue
one.
and crush another, and the third escaped through the hull. And you were able to snag a fanny pack at the last minute. Blackjack, what do you do?
You're awesome, Blackjack.
Ensure that Fish Dude has swam away.
No trace.
I'm gonna open the fanny pack.
In it, you find the logbook of this vessel. It's a simple leather-bound book, and you flip through and you see the usual notes. Are you gonna investigate it or bring it to the crew? The rest of the crew?
I'm going to, once I open it, look at it, see that it's the logbook. Look back in the hole that this dude swam through. What an idiot. And then walk back to where everybody else is.
Fuck that guy.
So with your Nazi Hintern packing, what we got?
And yeah, I'm just gonna. So I think I found the logbook that we were looking for.
Awesome.
Fish guy had it. He swam away without it. Dumbass.
Nice.
There's no problem.
Wonderful. Crack that thing open. Let's see what we can find.
Guess we'll go back up to the top side and set it on a table and start looking through it.
The old diagonal table, because this thing is sitting a little kitty wampus.
There's a phrase I haven't heard in a while.
On the kitty wampus table, and you flip through.
Fanny Wampus now.
Is that like Cattywampus but smaller?
I was about to say it's catawampus in the south, so
Only a little bit wampus.
I've
Small
only
amount of
heard
wampus.
kitty wampus.
That's just the South overcompensating. Anyway.
The world's problem-solving table right now.
As you open it up, it's the usual, very neat writing, nautical.
I'm glad these sailors had
kinda
some
like it's
fucking
shorthand.
penmanship.
Yeah, no, it's written in all the lingo. Unless you sailed in the 40s, probably doesn't make a ton of sense. But you kind of catch on with your experience in the Space Force, the Star Patrol.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they still use the nautical terms up there, so it's like the ranks are the same and what have you, so.
Yeah, I think it's familiar.
Directions are still the same. For a second, Paladin's like, why is there no Z cord? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
it's an ocean.
It's so
Only 2D here, remember?
so to be clear, you activate your hyperdrive and say full steam ahead.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't
That's
you?
rated.
Sublight drives 50 billion knots.
Tell bitch.
You flip
All right, let's
April,
see,
early
let's-
April, and you get to April 6th, and then you flip the page, and there's a good chunk left of the logbook. It's not full, but you flip the page, and a 2-page spread drawing of constellations greets you. This is not.
Hey, guess what I can do?
Hey, we know these. Yo,
Yes.
what you got for us? Ace.
Stellar navigation. I actually have a shit ton of points with that.
What does this mean?
And I think that I don't think I'll even get you to roll for this, Ace, because this was drawn by somebody who was trying to tell you their location. So it's they've got some notations with stellar distances, and they've got a couple of different types of constellations, like from different cultures. And so it's like annotated. And
Mayan, Incan, Australian, because they've got a different set. And I'm just reading them off. It's just like these Mayan and Aztec. Okay, and they cross-reference the Aztec with the Mayan. Clever. I like this one.
yeah, no, it's very well done. And you pinpoint through these constellations. You're able to triangulate a location, because it also gives you kind of like the time of night and time of year and all of that stuff. A location in the North Sea. So this is just south of Norway, and it would probably take you, flying at your top speed, probably 7 or 8 hours to get there. So it's just south of Norway. Let me see if I can.
So I'm going to somebody's like, give me a chart, give me a chart, give me a chart. And I start writing it down and just putting pointing this and that and the other and showing everyone. It's like, and it's just south of Norway, and I don't fly that fast. Crap.
Just south of Norway. Isn't that? Wait a minute. Gears start turning. Isn't that where the anomaly is?
2 + 2 = 5 as 2 approaches infinity. Yes, you're correct.
And she just blink. Just.
Sorry, math. Sorry,
I
math.
know what the fuck you just said, and take that last sentence at face value.
So I popped the coordinates in our chat just so you can find it. But
Cool.
for those of you watching, it's just like kind of between Denmark and Norway. Yeah. So. And yeah, I think that.
Oh, I'm actually pulling this up because I'm looking at this.
Yeah, it'll give you a good sense. Because
It's
you're.
witty.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think you would be like, yeah, that would track if this anomaly that you sensed, if it was happening in these coordinates, then yeah, that would track. You all right there?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, just have had a cough. It is fine.
Oh. Hey. Yeah. So whoever drew these stars is, number 1, educated in astronomy, and number 2, wants you to find them. Number 3, doesn't actually know their own coordinates.
Suppose, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like how they did it. It's they got it. They'd have to know how to navigate by the stars. But this is I can't think of anyone that would give us. Whew. All right, we gotta. This is where we gotta go. what's the fastest way to get there, and what's the pretty much, with the least amount of sauerkraut into interference. They're stinky.
What's the presence in Denmark and Germany like at this point?
This is, at the moment, the North Sea is very active because Germany just last night invaded Norway. So shit is going down. It is going to be a huge challenge to get any kind of ship you out. You may need to get creative to get over there.
See, my plan was air, though we don't have
the thing
American
is, though,
support at this time, and they're the only ones I can think of. God damn it.
Hey, guys.
Yeah?
The two of you can fly.
This is true.
yes.
And
I
I'm
can
about
survive in
90%.
space.
And I'm about 90% sure that you can pick me up, Paladin. And Ace, I'm pretty sure you can pick Taro. So why don't you two just fly us out there?
Can we get some warm coats and whatnot? Because that sounds very cold.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I forgot. You got. Yeah. Yeah, I can actually survive in the vacuum of space. So.
You what?
Shoot. Yeah. Why do you?
There's vacuums in space.
Yes, it's
Or Hoover.
All kinds of Dysons that are little buddy.
It sucks quite a bit.
Vacuum.
Space
But no,
is
that might
at
be
this point in time. It is, though, isn't it?
actually. And you know what? If they're using any type of, I might be able to jam that too. I can probably mask our whatever they might. I don't know if they'd be using sonar or radar, at least to patrol the skies. But I can at least muck that up and make us look like chaff. But I'm not fast. That's my problem.
I am.
Yeah, for me flying at my speed, it's 8 miles an hour. Most people can run faster than that.
Yeah, and I probably look like a B-29. Astute kraut watching the skies, huh?
Well, the other thing is also
like Paladin could probably do like several round trips before.
if Paladin,
This thing,
pretty much,
when we strap the jets on, gets pretty crazy.
yeah, and I can just, go up above where the radar is and just hit terminal velocity because they can't track that, especially on something my size small.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, are you going to piggyback on the flight-capable people?
I suppose.
If we can keep ourselves small and pretty much,
the mosquitoes.
they're going to be looking for something bigger than us. Stuff that airplane, stuff like that. So if we can keep our presence small, we should be able to do it.
Well, let's be fair. The Nazis have superheroes too, so we can't take for granted that they don't have countermeasures against small targets and stuff as well.
This is also true.
And I unfortunately cannot turn you invisible, but I might be able to deflect some of your heat signature and scatter it. But it depends on what they're using to look. Does anyone know what technology they're using at this point in time to scan the skies?
Jules, if you don't, then I don't know if anyone.
I mean, they were using.
You know what?
Using
And I
just
don't
radar.
think
They were using radio
into
waves.
it. If you want to do some EM spectrum hoobity goobity.
All I have to do is figure out
That's
what
good enough for
wavelength
me.
they're doing and make sure that I'm putting off the exact same wavelength so we slip in undeterred. It's not hard to sense that and just match it.
And I think that I think you'd be able to adjust as you were going and keep yourself.
Since I'm not going too fast. I went for very quick maneuverability, not direct speed. So
For sure. Okay, so then if that's the plan, I think we can assume that Ace is able to feed wavelengths back to the radar that'll mask your presence.
Mhm.
I suppose so. Well,
That's doable.
I suppose we huff it.
So it is later in the day. Are you going to rest up and then go? Are you going to head straight fly?
I know that they did not. They did not. They'll. I know that at least around this time that their knowledge is even with all the tech that they had at night, they were the Nazis were a lot less strong. And if they just invaded Ori, there's only so much they can move, technology-wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if it was just last night.
So I'll do whatever the rest of the crowd wants to do. I mean, you guys are.
So
I'm a scientist, man. I'm a scientist.
And we're glad you're here for that.
At that point, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I suppose that's the way we go. Let's rest up, get some good gruel in us, and
then we head out.
Yeah.
Like a piggyback situation with Tara.
I'm 100% planning on rodeoing Paladin's armor.
Basically.
Boy, did that sound different than it was.
Awesome.
Come back, armor. Be good now.
So, comedy ensues as you.
That's my father's fault. Thank you.
We try to hang on, but after a couple minutes, you sort of get into a comfortable rhythm. And despite the
and just to make sure, I use a tandem bind in case he falls asleep. He's still attached.
Oh, you can have a little nap, Taro. You can have a little.
And I can tandem bind them, kind of like what they do with parachute people. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So you fly your way through. Stop for snacks. I don't know if you stop for snacks, but you fly your way through. And as you approach, you can see, even in the darkness, that there's a circle, almost a perfect circle of water that is badly. It is different than the rest of the water. The waves are kind of going back and forth in a different pattern than the rest of the area. And you see in the middle, it looks like it's anchored there. You see a ship.
Is it contemporary or futuristic?
It is contemporary.
Does it look to be one of ours or one of theirs?
It's flying German colors.
It's flying German colors. Does it look lively? Are the lights on?
Wait,
No.
German colors or Nazi colors?
Nazi colors.
Okay.
I feel like we could conflate those two in this one situation.
That's true, but
It could be a trade vessel. It's
I
not
suppose it could be
That
a
is
trade
true.
vessel. That's the point. In this case, it is a military vessel. You see a Nazi military vessel. It does not appear to be operational at all. And I think unless you move a little closer, the only thing you can tell is this weird circle, like just different than the rest of the waves.
Paladin, drop me on the deck.
No, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna ask a few questions before I drop you a fucking Easter egg, bud.
He can turn himself into his own depth charge.
It'll be fine.
But here's the thing: is like logically thinking. What I'm thinking is somebody tapped some type of morphogenetic field that we all know a lot of people from Nazi Germany and around defected. So maybe they have somebody on there that is reaching out, that is German, but is trying to say, "Get me the hell out of here," because they were using ways that we could understand and not them.
Interesting. Well, do you think
So we need somebody to diplomatically try and talk? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm pretty much saying that we can go this as a frontal assault, but assume a rescue mission.
All
All
right.
right, boys, let's drop me on the deck.
All right.
Going in.
I'm gonna get into where I feel comfortable dropping Blackjack and go, all right. Well, see ya.
So as you
Someone
approach,
do the
Slam
superhero
dunk him onto the deck.
awesome.
Jordan!
Who's Jordan?
Boom goes the dynamite there.
You'll know in a few years, bud.
I hold on tighter to Ace and say, please don't do that to me.
Oh god, these wave
I
patterns
need
are
to
actually, they're actually, they look like people crawling out of the water, and every one of these waves, they have like arms and a head, and they're like crawling away from the ship, and then they sort of collapse back into the water, and then you see another one, and then it collapses back into the water.
I suddenly regret slam dunking Blackjack.
You're like, oh shit! So Blackjack, as you're falling, you see these waves, and you feel a foreign presence in your mind, and this presence is absolutely terrified. They're telling you, "I am in danger. I am in danger," over and over. That sense of you're gonna die is immediate, but you know it's not you. You know, some other.
I'm going to think calm, reassuring thoughts because the heroes have arrived.
I was right. The genetic field.
Paladin's therapist
Stand
voice
back,
in your brain.
everyone.
It's going to be fun.
While preparing my body for the superhero landing that is very obviously going to hurt my knee.
Superhero landing. Okay, cool. Yeah. So superhero landing. It's a big ship. It's big. Nothing like that little dinghy that you were just. And you're pretty loud. I imagine.
Yeah.
So do you have? I think yeah. You make a pretty big thunk. Do you guys have comms?
Yeah, we said we had a radio, didn't we?
You have radios?
Yeah, and my suit has radio on board, so I'm definitely.
How big is an individual soldier's radio in World War II? Yes.
World War II, backpack.
Exactly. So I doubt we're all carrying backpacks.
I've got the backpack.
I've got my key change size personal computer, which
Okay.
is
So
Tara,
where
we
am
got
I in
back.
that?
and pretty much what we could actually do if we want to is just a basic transceiver, and if I could run comms if we have to.
We have rigged something up because we're from the future.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's
That
fair.
works.
I think you've got
Basically, yeah, something believable.
because she's got in her suit. So
That's the last thing we should say in a game like this.
I know,
You
but this
valid.
is the only thing that kind of makes it so we can't communicate.
We've kind of got to like futz it because we're in 1940 and we can't.
we can't have nice things.
Hey,
Anyway.
why is that radio so fucking tiny?
So down we go.
Yeah.
Down we go.
Choo.
Okay, so yeah, you hit the deck, and you see nothing. It's dark. There's no lights. You're able to see a couple of control sections of the ship and a couple of access points down. But the only thing you can really think is, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. And again, even though you know it's not your, it's like, it's
permeating everything.
yeah, you're in fight or flight.
All right. Well, Blackjack being Blackjack, shield up on the right arm, purple energy in the left arm, ready to take anybody out, and I'm just going to think as hard as I can at the voice or at the feeling. Where are you?
You feel like you should go below.
All right. I will activate our plot comm device and
legit convoy.
yep, inform the rest of the strike team. The deck appears to be clear.
Safe to
We
land.
need to go below decks.
All right. You kind of see Paladin's spotlights kind of closing in as she comes in for about as gentle a landing as a, a large, bulky power suit can. And she is like speaking aloud in her therapist voice. It is going to be fine. We are here to help. Things are okay. There are people here who can help.
And you get a sense of relief a little bit, but still awash with that danger.
And this is starting to triggering Ace's flashbacks.
What is Ace thinking?
She has very severe PTSD from pretty much pinballing, and that if you're just saying it's a generic feeling of I'm going to die, because that's the exact same thing right before she was lucky and was thrown free.
So, question for you, Ace: would this be invoking a complication?
Indeed.
We haven't used that yet.
Oh, complications!
Oh my gosh, complications! So
all she starts doing at this point is memorizing everything she can, memorizing everything else, thinking at 1,000,000 miles a minute, but going very, very almost catatonic physically, not moving much. Just you see her trying just to take in everything and not moving when she lands. And when she that whole feeling, I'm thinking it hits her full force, because before there's that feeling of dread, and then as soon as her foot just like gently touches on the ship, where now she's in contact with the nucleus of that fear, it starts hitting her, and she just starts. All she remembers is just like being bashed all over the place and just knowing nothing except I'm going to die.
Is she able to walk?
I would say barely, but she is aware of her surroundings. She could move, but she's not. All it is you can just see that all she's doing is processing data and not thinking. She's gone to an almost full reactionary mode where, what do I do?
So I think that Taro, you figure out in this moment, after 8 hours riding on her back, you figure out in this moment.
Doing a couple loop-de-loops. You were having a little bit of fun going up there.
Yeah, you bonded.
Nothing crazy, but just, getting him used to what it feels like to fly so that way he doesn't get sick in the future.
He's like, no.
Toss your cookies in the sky, bud.
I hate this.
You know exactly what to say to get her, at very least, to put one foot in front of the other. And Ace, what exactly is that?
Jules?
Did you
sorry, everything froze for a second.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were deep in thought. So, Taro knows exactly what to say to get you at least to move forward. But I'm asking you, what is that? What is the one thing that would give you at least able to the courage enough to take a few steps forward?
Save someone else from the fear you once felt.
So we've landed?
Mm-hmm. And she's pretty much frozen, and just you see her just eyes darting everywhere, just trying to take everything, and she's frozen.
I put my hand in hers and give her the most wholesome smile I can and say, "Could you keep me safe, please?"
Until my dying breath, I promise.
Off camera, we see Paladin just go,
okay. And she is gripping your hand, but you see like this kind of dark determination. And she starts chewing on the inside of the lip. There's a little dribble of blood that kind of falls out because she's just chewing that, just feeling that pain. I am alive right in this moment.
Okay, that's pretty, Edge. All right, let's just... There you go. Let's go kill some Nazis.
I'm going to give you both a hero point for that.
That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Good job.
All right, so where are we? And where do we have to go?
We are on a ship at the exact coordinates you found. It appears to be empty. From what Blackjack has told me, we were right to assume a rescue mission. There's somebody here who needs our help. And, well...
Yeah, they think they're gonna die, so we should probably prevent that.
I feel like that's a good idea.
But they're below deck, so we should probably get down there yesterday.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna
so-
say yesterday would be appropriate.
I'll put my hand on the deck and infrared sensor, trying to find body and heat signatures under there. So, like, if there's part of this thing that's like underwater, where it's flooded through, like, okay, we don't go there because there's just, seeing if I can sense any humanoid-sized heat signatures.
So you spend a moment concentrating, and you track 3 humans that are awake on board. There are a few that are asleep, or I should say, no. There's 2 that are awake, and several that are asleep. Infrared wouldn't give you any information about dead ones, but there's definitely not enough sleep to crew this ship. And there's no way that 2 waking people could do it. So you see they're kind of scattered throughout in where the quarters would be. But the 2 people who are standing and awake are standing in a room with a 3rd person who's asleep.
Oh, shit.
Do you think, what?
Well, I need to get down there because... Oh god, they've probably been out here for a while.
What do you think?
I think it is time for the doctor to pay them a visit, if anything.
All right.
Yes.
Taro?
Precognitive glimpse when we meet them. How are we greeted?
With familiarity.
Okay.
Oh, shit. What? All right, so Paladin kind of rushes below decks based on directions to where these 2 alive folks are. Raps on the door, so it kind of makes a big
Blackjack's
thump.
gonna be right behind Paladin, by the way.
Yeah, as
But
he
with
should.
more metal on metal sound.
Yeah, kind of a
Clank, clank, clank.
kind of a clank, clank, clank. Hello?
I'm picking up Taro, putting him on my back, and I will fly so that way I do not touch anything.
I did not consent to that.
She's dead set. It's eerie.
You hear a muffled, "Come in."
Okay. Before she opens the door, she says, "You're." It's mostly tactical jargon, just like, I'll open the door. You be ready if they try anything.
I'll hold up the telekinetic shield. Yeah. That's my job.
All right. And she slowly opens the door. Does it open out or in?
It opens in.
Okay, so she opens the door kind of just like cautiously,
So, creak, it opens up.
and it peeks through just like...
You see a woman lying on a molded wooden slab.
Oh, Jesus.
She's got blonde hair streaking back from her, like as she lies down, it's kind of towards the
Okay.
floor. She's wearing a Nazi uniform, and she has electrodes all over her head.
Oh,
And
shit.
behind her is a huge display of those they're like flipped they're like little tabs that will flip to change color. And it's flipping between help and me. Hilf mir, hilf mir, hilf mir. Like, it's not like a screen, but like little pixelated words.
This makes total sense now.
And
I don't like this.
and beside her, wearing sort of like a helmet kind of thing, are 2 men one of whom you recognize because you just kicked his ass on the boat. You see this man with the webbed neck and fingers. And the other, all of you except for Taro would recognize him and would have known him by the name of Neverman at some point in your lives.
Oh, shit.
So he's a tall kind of forbidding presence, and he turns and smiles at Paladin and says, "Ah, the Star Patrol has arrived. A little faster than I expected."
Don't worry about it.
Neverman, long time no see, buddy. How you been?
Oh, I'm doing well. Blackjack is it now?
That's what I decided on. Seems to fit a little better with this era.
What do you mean now?
Yes.
Buddy, we're gonna take care of this. All right? She's just like... I think Taro kind of gets the air that Paladin's not very happy to see either of these people. So her firmness is kind of out of a place of just stay back. I am afraid of what these people are going to try and do to you.
Unfortunately, Taro does not get that impression because he has complication resistant to authority. And of everybody in the group, you're the bossiest to him.
This is true, and I'm sorry.
So, Taro, do you go into the...
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you hop off my back?
Oh, I've slid off you, and I've been, like, wandering in just straight up.
God.
So, Taro, you actually recognize this woman, and you recognize me from the...
She's blonde.
Yeah.
She wants to help Oslo.
Precognition that you had earlier. Now I wanted to clarify something because I was talking about it from the perspective. The rest of you have no idea what last Taro has shared. He's seen this woman and this man. But he, unless he's shared, I don't know, has he, Taro?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And Neverman looks at you and says, "Now, who is your sidekick?"
I'm straight up walking right past him over to the machines with the electrodes and stuff.
He does like a double take, and then he looks up at Paladin and says, "No. He's so young."
He's a smart cookie.
I'm 13.
He looks at you and he says, "You asshole!"
What?
Hey! She kind of like sticks up her gun, just like, I wouldn't try anything.
And Manta Ray is this is the name of the henchman. He pulls out two knives and kind of looks at Neverman and kind of like, "Should I? Am I?" And Neverman raises his hand and says, "You know what? He hasn't done it yet. So let's."
Okay, and then Paladin is gonna look over at Manarang. Didn't anybody ever tell you, don't bring a knife to a fucking gunfight?
He
Bad word.
I say a lot of those.
his face is like totally impassible. He doesn't even twitch.
I'm gonna put
just
so
waiting
many
for
fucking
orders.
holes in you.
Like, this guy's like a soldier through and through. And Neverman says, "Now, there's no need to resort to violence. We are all in the same boat here. Thanks to..." and
Literally.
I felt that hanging over me like the sword of Damocles, man.
The display says, "Ha ha." LOL.
Nice! We got a different thing.
Amazing.
I have wandered over to the machine and am looking for connections between the blonde woman and the machine.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it. So every connection that comes from her is going to the machine. And it's all feeding this larger display. And I think a Neverman would see what you're doing and What are Taro's intentions?
I'm gonna unplug the machine.
Right, that's what I figured. Okay.
Whatever this machine is,
Yeah.
it caused a whole bunch of soldiers to lose their crap. And I don't know if we can resist whatever this machine will do while it's plugged into this psychic lady.
Sure, okay. I don't think you get any precogs about it. Yeah, you don't get any. It's blank. You don't know what will happen if you unplug it.
I'm oddly at peace with this, but I am going to let my precognition guide my dodge if anybody tries to stop me. Like, there's going to be a lot of like effortless anime. Yep, and I'm just gonna add. Yep, that's good. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, so you go ahead and pull it,
Yep, just handful of cables. Yoink.
and it freezes at like Hilf. So just in German says help on the screen. And the two do the other three of you react at all?
I'll hold out a hand like, yeah, he's already done it.
Stinker. Paladin's just kind of like rigid, just like watching to see what the other ones will do.
Neverman crosses the room. Sorry, Jules. I see you were talking, but I'm not here.
Sorry. It's like I am pretty much going to impose myself as a barrier between Taro and anybody else.
Okay. So Neverman actually walks towards Ace and then past her to a separate room, and nothing seems to happen with the woman. You still feel that same sense of dread, although it's less now that you... He walks to a door across the room and opens it up, and a stench, like a wall of stench, just pushes into the room. Along with it, you can hear the buzzing, and a couple of flies actually fly out, and then he closes it up. And he says, now, I know you're trying to end things here, but we lost control of Gertrude quite some time ago, and she has let us know what she thinks of things. This display gives us a sense of what's going on with her. Don't really have the means of controlling her anymore.
As if controlling another human was okay in the place, but go on.
I look over at him while I'm unplugging stuff, just waiting for him to finish monologuing about everything he's doing so I can point out, why would you tell us that?
Now. Let's, like I said, we're all on the side here because I want to get home. I'm not sure about you. I would certainly love to get out of this technological backwater of a decade and of a century and get back to somewhere where things are a little bit more hopeful. And I think I've found a way that we can do that.
Why do you all know each other? Unplug.
I think you run out of things to unplug.
Go over to the lady, start pulling crap off her head.
And as you go over to her, you get a feeling of like she's imploring you, like she wants you to trust her. She's asking you to trust her.
As I'm moving stuff on her head, I'm going to whisper in her ear in German.
I know what you're gonna ask me to do, you kraut bitch. Shut the fuck up in my brain.
I love it. Resistant, very resistant. So yeah, she doesn't have anything on her head or totally disconnected, and she's just kind of lying there.
Tap, tap, tap. Slap.
Holy Holy shit! You slapped her?
I'm 13. She's a Nazi.
So you like as your hand can. There is a vision that flashes through your head, and is the worst case scenario. If this woman dies, the worst case scenario of your previous vision will come to pass.
So if I slap her, it'll kill her?
No, but if you do kill her.
Because can I have killing slap as a power now?
Yeah, so
The
if
most
she
bitchin'
dies,
is slap in
if
the
she
West.
dies,
Now I am Blackjack side chick, Slapjack.
Perfect.
Somebody's got to get this door down. I've got it.
I feel like you'd be a better sidekick to Blackjack if you were slapstick, but that's fine.
Yeah, I like that.
No, that's what we named the inevitable dog.
Now, I did not mean to extrapolate your slap, but intent to seemed like you wanted her to at very least extrapolate, at very least cause her some major damage. And I think that as soon as you do, you get that sense that the worst case scenario would come through. Poor Mac. Mac is like dying. like you can maybe slap her a couple more times, like she's probably fine. But if you do, if you cause her harm, then yeah.
Then I just
Tara,
start.
Are you trying to wake her up?
Yes. And I look at
She shoves past everybody.
And I look at the bad guys and say, and nobody's trying to stop me.
Yeah, nobody's trying to stop him.
I find all of this very surreal.
You're right. It is a little strange.
I look
To
up.
be honest, I think we're all just in shock.
You're also all you still have a sense of dread. It's not quite as bad as it was before, but you're still like heart's pounding.
Not feeling it. Yeah.
Not really thinking super hard.
By the way, to answer your question before, Taro, old coworker.
I see. So I'm literally poking her cheek the entire time I'm talking to you. So why do you have this woman, and how do you know me? Why are you talking about other centuries?
He kind of looks at the others and then back at Taro and says, "Well, I suppose your powers are not fully realized yet, and your friends here are not terribly honest, or you're just not terribly bright and haven't figured it out."
I'm smart. I know things.
It's more of a lack of curiosity there in him.
Well,
I'm very curious. You never answer my questions. You tell me when I get older.
I have never said that to you.
They say that. I don't.
Yes, not all Star Patrol.
Oh God.
Dear God,
Starting the hashtag.
Neverman says, "Well, your technologically advanced friends and I, along with my good friend Manta Ray here, are from the future, several centuries in fact, and well, the way we got here, but," and he kind of like does a little shudder. "What I was trying to say is that we can all get back if we use," and he kind of gestures towards the woman, "Gertrude's gifts to our advantage."
What's she do?
Well, I haven't been fully clear on it, but what I think, she's an archaeologist, and she found an odd artifact that put her into a very deep sleep, which the Nazis figured out was. Would you stop that?
I was just about to say, I didn't want to interrupt, but like while he's poking it, I'm just going to like hold my hand out and put like a tiny little version of my shield right in front of his finger.
That's awesome.
Move it back up.
Anyway, now the Nazis were attempting to augment her powers to locations, and I joined along with their fifth column, whatever. It doesn't really matter.
A Nazi sympathizer.
Oh God, I don't care about them. I mean, really, it's a minor shift in power in a small region of the world for what, 5 years? Regardless, I what I want to do here is I mean, their work with her was primitive at best. They're fumbling in the dark. They're limited to basic electricity and some sort of electromagnetic spectrum tomfoolery. No offense, Ace. But they're fumbling in the dark, and I know what she needs. In order for us to get home, and he's like really pleading with you. This is what she needs. A neural interface. She needs one that would allow her to make use of her powers to expand herself so that she could better construct reality. I think my suspicion is that she's actually able to make manipulations at the molecular level. And with a talent like that, we could make anything we needed. We could do anything we wanted and get ourselves back to the future.
So, to be clear, you want to turn this Nazi woman into a god and then hope you're still in control?
Well, she's, when you put it that way.
Hadn't thought that one through, had you, Nim?
Yeah.
He's pretty good at that, isn't he?
There's a bit of logic there, huh?
Excuse me, Mr. What's your name, sir?
Neverman.
Never mind what.
I love this so much.
Look,
I love this.
the only machine sophisticated enough in this backwater era to be able to handle such a transaction is the human brain. And there are mechanisms that we can use to prevent her from expanding beyond our boundaries.
In parentheses, while he's soliloquizing, I'm replugging the machine in the was and putting the electrodes on my head.
Okay.
And how do you turn it on? Oh, you just hit that button. This one?
Well, it's never, well, I don't know if you turn it on. Anyway, it's still on, but it doesn't actually do when you put it on.
Oh.
Yeah. It just sort of like jitters. It goes like red, black, red, black, red, black, the little tabs that flip around.
Well, that's not the future.
Yeah, he says, now, it's up to you. Do you want to stay here and languish in a suit made of iron?
I'll have you know this suit has done pretty good for me, but you don't have to come directly for me.
I don't doubt your skill, but what we have to work with is.
All right, and
I'm gonna whisper into Taro's ear is, would destroying this woman destroy our world now? As whisper right into his ear. We need her alive.
But I don't wanna.
Okay. All right. So
go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, so, NM, here's the question. Let's say we do help you with this little plan of yours, and we manage to get you back home.
Yes.
Are you gonna turn yourself in quietly?
Absolutely. I would rather be in prison in the future than free in 1940.
I fake roll my eyes and go, he's lying.
Do you want to?
Okay, can I actually tell that he's lying?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Whatever that would be.
He's a supervillain.
Please hold.
I know, but
He's a supervillain. They always lie.
I'm aware, but I also just
Really?
crazy high insight. It's like a 17. It's like a bonus of
yours?
17.
Oh, so this wouldn't be perception. This would be insight.
tell if he's lying.
This would be
Absolutely.
Insight. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong.
So I got an insight check of 29.
I got 24.
Yeah, he's definitely lying.
See, now, NM, this is exactly why I don't want to help you, because you keep lying to me all the time.
Mr. Neverman. If everybody dies here, won't you never be?
Pardon me?
He'll never be a man.
Because World War II, because this war, if it goes the wrong way, everybody dies. And that's probably the people who once upon a time were your greats.
And your point is exactly what? I was never part of this war to begin with, so
Exactly. So if you
exit?
Yeah, but if you do it in a way that upsets the way things happen, things change.
Ah, yes. Well, you're an expert in setting things up to upset other things, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like a stone in a pool of water.
Pointing out that you aren't thinking your shit through.
What do I upset, sir?
He ignores Taro's question and he says, "All right, fine. What would I have to offer you, glorious future, in order to get your cooperation with this?"
Out of character, I completely forgot what his powers were last time we fought him.
Yeah, he's like a gadget-based guy. He's a gadgeteer.
Oh God.
And he has healing.
So
Okay.
basically, yeah, this is just a direct
And vice
enemy of-
versa. Like he can like increase and decrease health, like make people sick, make people healthy.
You tell me that you can heal folks. You tell me you tell me that you can, but when I need you, baby, it's never man.
Dear Lord.
Oh god,
How did you know his old
Traveling through time. I'm gonna stop now, or I will do the entire Cake discography in regards to our game.
Well,
So yeah, he basically kind of is just like, so yeah.
I really don't want to help him. I mean,
We're not going.
I'm going to be honest with you, NM. With all the things that you've done so far, you've done a hell of a lot to upset this timeline as it is. And that's a problem for me. So, honestly, there's nothing that you can do to convince me to help you, because that's just going to change the timeline even further.
He nods and he says, "Well, all right." And he walks over to Gertrude and kind of places a hand on her forehead. And he says, "Darling, I tried." Oh, sorry, Jules, you're muted. You're muted.
Sorry. All right. So as he's walking, gets his hand close to Gertrude, I reach up and grab his head, and I am removing every electromagnetic pulse out of his brain. I will use my hero point to do so if I have to.
Okay.
oh
okay.
shit.
So when you say removing every,
He dies.
Uh-huh.
you're gonna kill him.
Well,
It's
at least
removing-
if I can't, I'm going to knock his ass out, grab him, take him into the vacuum of space, and throw him towards the sun.
Okay.
I am pretty much trying to knock his ass out. But right now,
God damn it, Jules. We're trying to have a nice noirish game here. And you gotta put this,
Yeah.
like.
well,
this
he's going to
Frank
do something to
Miller shit.
her, so I'm stopping him from doing that. If he's going after Gertrude, I'm like,
She hasn't woken up. He might be waking her up. Is he waking her up?
I don't
well,
care.
we'll never know. We'll never know.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to try pretty much sucking every electromagnetic pulse out of his brain as best I
Oh my
can.
God.
Okay, this is perfect.
At least to stun him.
So
If that won't work, I'll overload
what
it.
kind of power is this? I want to give this a roll. I feel like this action deserves a roll. So
This is pretty OP.
yeah.
What I'm trying to do is I am trying to transform the wavelengths of the electromagnetic pulses in his head.
Yes, but in
infrared.
game terms, it's insta kill touch, and that's
It's not. I am attempting. It is pretty much what I'm trying to do is transform the wavelength in his head.
And what will that do to him?
I don't think an insta kill will happen, but I do.
No, it's not. It's not an insta kill. I know it won't kill him. I'm trying to stun him because you told me. It's not. If I pull it out for a second, it's the equivalent of kind of either having like either that or I could give him a seizure, have him move faster.
That's great.
Something like that. It's not.
Sure.
Yeah.
Roll it up.
As she's doing that, yeah, but he's supposed to. Oh.
Don't worry, we're good. I need some good music though for this. Oh guys, this is gonna be real fun.
Them's fighting notes.
A little bit.
Not enough.
So Ace, you connect head and did want to use a hero point there?
Yeah. What does that allow me to do? It allows me to reroll, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. I'm just trying to stun him.
So as he says this dramatic line, he says, "Darling, I tried." Your hand connects with his head with this thick gold helmet that he's wearing, and you kind of see you feel the energy like dissipate, and he kind of looks up at you and he smirks, and your sense of dread is mounting. Like it's going up to almost irrational levels for all four of you. And Taro, as you see her reach toward him, you go into a precog that just takes over you. Your eyes roll back again, and you collapse, twitching. And so the rest of you see him fall, and as you see him fall, your hearts start beating faster, and the terror is just clouding your vision. It's like all the edges of your vision are being clouded by black, and you hear just barely in the back of your mind, you hear a voice, and it says, "Trust me." And all three of you, except for Taro, blackout. And you, Taro, none of you see anything after. But you open your eyes, and you are in Berlin. You don't know how you know.
Shit.
But you're in Berlin. But it's fuzzy, and everything's made up of shadows. And you hear screeches of mysterious things flying overhead. And your heart is pounding, and there are screams of bombs dropping, and there's flapping of wings, and every nightmare scenario you could ever imagine is just clouding up to you. And the three of you are standing in a city square, back to back to back. And you're turning around, and a giant winged creature, almost like a shadow dragon, comes flying towards you and opens its mouth to spray you with just pure horror. And all of a sudden, a light pierces through this dragon, and it sort of dissipates into the air. And you see, standing behind this dragon is a man in a suit, and he's wearing a mask, and he's holding something in his hand, and he says, "Come with me," and turns around and runs. And I think we're gonna end it right there.
On point.
That was perfect, you guys. That was perfect. You did exactly what I wanted you to.
Oh my god!
Whew, that was indeed splendid, wasn't it, Opti?
Dun dun dun!
My heart's pounding. Holy moly.
Oh man.
Because the one thing that was going through my head is like, you know what? We've tried to deal with this. We can't get justice. And, you know, in the past or in the future, the only thing we can do right now is get vengeance. And I was going to try and pull it out, and then flying him up in the back of his face.
Yeah.
I just couldn't roll for shit.
I was like, are they going to go for this deal? Like, I feel like they're not. I have a feeling they're going to be like, no.
Yeah.
We were
Moto-
just kind of like, no.
Well, and plus, my motivation wouldn't let me because can't change time.
Yeah, totally. And I think, I think it was perfect the way it turned out. I was kind of like, I had a couple of plans, but then I was like, well, and if it doesn't work out, Berlin nightmare. Okay, so awesome. Let's do some quick outros. Tell us who you are, not to, and all the other places we can find your fabulous content. Well, I'll start with Allie this time.
Oh god, putting me on the spot, and I'm just like, what do I even all talk about?
Photography.
This is, well, yeah, that's the main thing I do, but that's the thing about being a photographer on the internet. People can't really indulge in my stuff other than for free with their eyes. But yes, hi, I'm Allison. I am a photographer by trade and videographer, personality, streamer, everything else by hobby. My main pursuit right now is my little production house, Red Cow Creative Endeavors, where we are working on short films and everything else. And something that recently got added to our banner, let me just type that in, is our in-character Shadowrun podcast, Awakened, which is about magic, hosted by myself as Shaman Autumn, and my co-host, Macchiato in the chat, as Sergeant Butch. We just recorded a new episode, and it's coming real soon once I get it edited. So that's really fun. Gosh, it's like the thing I'm super jazzed about right now. I'll link you to both of those in the chat.
Hurrah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're going in reverse order. Kevin.
Oh, hi. I'm Kevin Zarnicki. You might have heard my voice in numerous commercials across the world, or as a police officer in Sleeping Dogs. No, not Sleeping Dogs. Watch Dogs, the infinitely worse game. Yeah. I'm a professional voice actor, game designer, primarily for Shadowrun, though I've done a little bit for Onyx Path, and I'm picking up some new projects, but I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about them yet. All of that being said, we have an upcoming audio drama coming from Official Catalyst, Shadowrun, Crimson, the novel that I wrote. I managed to persuade them to actually let me hire an entire cast to do the other character voices, so keep your ears open because that is almost finished. Aside from that, I'm also a teacher. Feel free to contact me if you want tips about writing, voiceover, industry stuff, magic, or anything else I can happen to teach you. I've got about half dozen other jobs, but they're not applicable, and frankly, some of them are just too sexy for the on-air.
All right.
That's enough about me.
Jules, you're up.
Sorry about that. Hi, Jules. I just get to hang around with awesome people and they let me play in their games for some strange reason. I'm kind of happy they do because, well, that's the only my exposure to awesomeness because I live so close to DC. I'm covered with politics.
I mentioned your short fiction.
Ugh. Wait, what?
I heard about some short fiction.
Mention your short fiction.
I do I write a couple little things for Little Fears, because I like the system. I'm not officially related to them, but yeah. But I also have one of the co-hosts on Seize the GM podcast, so you can meet us over there on Facebook, on seizegm.com. Talk about pretty much all the things that come across your plate when you are a GM, and I'm sure Scrim could have a whole bunch of, oh God, but they blew up my plot and the ocean liner. Oh boy, because we could, because that'd be crazy.
Don't worry, you're good.
Yeah, but I'm just lucky I get to hang around with the cool people, get to play in the sandbox, and hopefully we'll see you guys on future streams. I personally can't wait to see what Scrim comes up with. So you should check out. She does awesome stuff. So check out Seize the GM, and come and chat with us on Facebook, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Cool. All right, James is up.
Might help if I hit my push to talk. I am James, also known as Wolf of Deniable Assets. That's pretty much what I do. We have a new season coming up that I hope everybody will listen to and I hope everybody will enjoy, as well as a couple of other projects. We also have another podcast that I'm doing with Radio Free Detroit about the adventures of Sunshine from Radio Free Detroit and Wolf from Deniable Assets that is exclusive to our Patreon, both Radio Free Detroit and mine at the $10 level. I will link it in the chat for everybody, as well as our podcast.
Excellent. And I am Scrim. If you have 9 o'clock tomorrow, you should watch the massively talented Trav GM us through a Cyberpunk Red, which is the prequel to Cyber 2077. The RPG is set in that world, and this is like in about 30 years before the game. So we've been having a lot of fun with the Join the Anarchy crew that I usually hang out with every Monday. We're on a little bit of a hiatus while we do Cyberpunk, so that's been real fun. Check us out there. And once this fabulous game is over, once Guardian Allies wraps up, we got 2 more sessions. Come back in 2 weeks at 9:30, and another one 4 weeks later to wrap up. After that, I'm going to be part of a new show about all about DMing. So it's a whole big gang of people from all different cross sections. So I will let you know when and where that's happening. Hopefully, I'll have some news next week for sure. And next week, I believe we have another player coming to join us. It'll be Palmer, some of you know, and we may be losing a player from our. Taro will be having visions in the boat while the others are in Nightmare Berlin. So
in real life, it's a birthday thing.
Ooh, birthdays! Happy birthday!
Darn it! You admitted to getting older.
Truly, I am ancient.
Oh, Max
Happy
says,
boat day.
Max says, Palmer, finally! It's so true. We've all just been waiting for Palmer, and he saved you from the Shadow Dragon. Okay, so
way to spoil it.
Ooh, that's not spoiling. That's an Easter egg. So if anybody,
we can edit it in post. Oh wait.
Post?
My camera go away. There we go.
I don't know. It's like you're having some kind of stereo rave over there.
Yeah, it's all good. I think it zoomed me out too, so I'll get a little. Thank you for coming, everyone. You are the best, and you have a fabulous Thanksgiving, because it's real Thanksgiving this week. That's why I have tomorrow off.
Yeah, that's what it's a boot.
Fight me! All right, thanks, guys.
What do you mean? It's Native American Day, obviously.